Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. Today I have to report some pretty upsetting news. As I'm sure many of you are already aware at this point, Corp, the management behind Hololive, issued a statement late last night terminating Rushia's contract, effectively ending her career with Hololive. Now before I get into that latest statement, I want to very briefly go over the timeline of events leading up to her termination, because I think it'll help shine some light on this very confusing situation. So roughly 2 weeks ago, Hololive's Rushia became the center of controversy after she accidentally showed Discord DMs between her and Japanese pop star Mafu on screen during a GTA collab with Sakura Miko. Outrage then ensued within a section of the Japanese fanbase who felt robbed of their girlfriend experience after seeing these interactions. Things quickly escalated not long after Mafu released an official statement on the matter, stating that he and Rushia are just friends. Around this time, the controversy spilled into Western Twitter that largely showed immense support for Rushia during this time. A few days later, Corp made their first official statement on the matter, expressing that they, as a company, don't interfere with the private lives of their talents. However, the statement included a somewhat vague but very important passage for today's video stating, "We are currently discussing internally on how to respond to the series of incidences involving the talent Uruha Rushia, as there's been an outburst of misleading information to third parties, as well as the leakage of information including those of fellow business correspondents." Now at the time, myself, probably like 99.99% of people reading this passage, thought it was referring to actions against Rushia, but as it turns out, based on their latest statement we'll look at soon, this might have been referring to actions made by Rushia herself, and you'll see why. So fast forward to late last night, around the same time literal missiles were being fired down on Ukrainian cities, Corp made another official statement on the Rushia situation. And normally I don't read full statements for videos, but I think this one's pretty important from start to end, so bear with me for a few minutes, and I promise to only add a minimal amount of commentary before we get into the full discussion. A full discussion where I will weigh in very heavily on this controversy, because Corp has a lot of explaining to do. Notice regarding termination of our contract with Uruha Rushia, thank you so much for supporting Hololive production on a daily basis. We would like to notify you that, as of February 24th, 2022, we have terminated our virtual YouTuber master agreement with Uruha Rushia, who is affiliated with the VTuber group Hololive that our company manages. Which, as you can see, that's a very long-winded way of saying they're firing her. Regarding Rushia, it has been apparent for some time that she has been distributing false information to third parties and has been leaking information, including communications regarding business matters. We have been investigating the facts related to these matters, which in truth coincides a lot with what they said in their previous statement that was largely interpreted as investigation in support of Rushia, not against her. Corp goes on to say, with respect to the above, we are able to confirm that she engaged in an act that violated her contract by leaking information that she acquired from the company, as well as communication over SNS, social network services, both of which she has a responsibility to protect, and caused the company to suffer reputational damage, such as publicizing falsehoods to various related parties, which, by the way, I would love to see the evidence of this because clearly it must have been pretty impactful to lead to her firing. As a result, we as a company have determined that it has become difficult to continue managing and supporting her and have elected to make this decision. To all of our great fans and any related parties, we deeply appreciate all the great support you have provided throughout the activities that Rushia has engaged in over the period of 2 years and 7 months since her debut as a part of the third generation of Hololive. We deeply apologize from the bottom of our hearts that we have ended up in a position to have to report this news to you. Regarding any refunds related to Rushia birthday merchandise, for which we have accepted an order, what a corporate response by the way, we will notify you of the details in the respective sales websites and such going forward. We appreciate your patience. Now this section wasn't super important to read in regards to Rushia's termination, but it serves to remind to one critical fact about this entire story. Corp, and Hololive as its biggest product, is a business venture first and foremost. Covering their own loose ends is a priority, enough of a priority to find its way into this statement. Corp then says also will be shutting down this talent's YouTube channel and membership as of around the end of March, which, let me be the first to tell you, how convenient for them. You officially terminate her on the 24th of February, with 4 full days left in the month and no hope of her coming back, but you decide to let membership continue the next full month, where there is virtually no chance of her streaming even a single time during that month. Curious. Please understand that we are taking this matter very seriously. We intend to put further efforts into instructing the talents that are affiliated with us on compliance matters so that similar incidences do not happen again in the future. We hope that you will continue supporting and enjoying our company, as well as the talents that are affiliated with us. So obviously there was a lot to unpack with their official statement, and beyond the intrusive thoughts I felt compelled to share during the reading of it, I have much more to say. Now, I pride myself as someone who can acknowledge both sides of the same argument. I must admit, based on the circumstances of this drama, I'm left somewhere near the middle because I have so many unanswered questions. And I don't know any more about the situation than any of you, but based on the totality of the circumstances, I still feel comfortable making a few comments about it. So first off, let's just acknowledge the very obvious fact that Cover Corp is first and foremost a business, and as such, will prioritize their decisions to maximize revenue. That's not cynical, that's just a fact. I mean, they essentially pushed Coco, a huge financial asset to their brand, into graduation after the hate from Chinese fans became too loud after she rightfully acknowledged Taiwan as a country. And within our current scenario, Rushia, and Hololive as a consequence, is under fire from whales within their community, unhappy about their immersion and unhealthy girlfriend experience being ruined. An experience that I have to admit, Hololive has actively promoted and profited from for years. But this makes me believe that they wouldn't just fire her for no good reason at all. After all, she is a huge financial asset for them. And due to her current hiatus, we never even got the chance to see how this would all play out in terms of her support, since she never streamed since the recent controversy. But within that same vein of discussion, if what she did is so serious, it seems that Cover Corp would have a responsibility to share at least some details with their fans. And look, I'm going to be forward with you all, and this is entirely my opinion, but I think Cover Corp is attempting to reach some sort of a middle ground. From everything available publicly, it appears that Rushia did in fact violate some non-disclosure agreements she is subject to. And of course, Cover Corp is in their discretion to look the other way, but they're also within their power to terminate her contract over it too. And given their previous statement supporting Rushia and claim they don't care about the personal relationships of their talents, why would they wait until now to act on her account? Which leads me into my completely unproven and hypothetical guess about the situation, and that's that Rushia found herself entrenched in this drama involving Mafu Mafu, where Cover Corp was forced to step in. But when they did, they uncovered more than what they bargained for. Perhaps they discovered the basis of her current termination, and for clarity, even innocuous violations of contractual obligations is enough for termination. And to clarify, I'm aware that there's some brewing evidence that another content creator may have publicly spread confidential information that Rushia shared with him, which may have led to her termination, but I would like to investigate that further before talking about it. But given Rushia's respected career with Hololive, are we really to believe that what she did is so bad that she won't even receive a proper graduation ceremony? Look, unless she is some wanted war criminal or something, she had a fabulous career with Hololive and didn't deserve such an unfortunate and sad ending. Was this all a cop-out to avoid future profit losses? I don't know, but either way, it sucks. Now I want to give the biggest shout out and send off to Rushia. Your career with Hololive meant a lot. It meant a lot to millions of fans who found a home within your community. And regardless of the arbitrary and sad process you're being subjected to, nobody will forget your impact, and I wish the best of luck in whatever she pursues next. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe for more daily videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.